is that I do. And when I come to it, I really become a strategist for everyday organizers. That's who I am. That's what I do. I have the background to speak for it, and I just want to jump in and share a few things with you each Wednesday at 12:05 when I'm dealing with Politically Savvy. I jump on every now and then for other things as well, but today I have designated Wednesdays to Politically Savvy with Gail. Excuse me, I've been fighting something in my throat. I live in the Ohio area, and there's something in the air with not really having a winter, but that's okay. But I'm here to give you information. I'm here to help you take action when it comes to politics on a grassroots level. I am here to support you, to give you some ideas, to just give you some strategies to do what it is you need to do, especially when you see something that may not be something that you are used to seeing, or you may not quite understand what's going on. So I give you insight. I give insight to help people advance your mission. So that's who I am. This is Politically Savvy with Gail, and I am your strategist helping everyday organizers. So I'm so excited about that. Let me just talk about what came out of the President of the United States message last night. And I was looking at some of the trends on Twitter and seeing some things that people were saying, and that's when it comes to gentrification. Some of you may say, well, what is that? Well, anytime that you hear someone say that we're coming in to clean up the inner city, that's really what it is. Some people look at it as a great thing because we look at turning some of the abandoned homes into better homes and bringing in different businesses. But what we miss is that we are driving out those who are poor and those who are not able to afford what it is that's taking place in that community. And we need to be mindful of that, because on one hand, it creates business development, but on another hand, it creates another problem. So if you're within a community, no matter where you live, you always have to be looking at what's going on around you. It's so easy to become narrow focused and only think about what it is that you're doing in your particular community or what it is that you're involved in. And we have to go from being narrow-minded to becoming more broad-minded. We have to extend our vision and extend our look to see what's really going on. So let me define what gentrification means. It is the process of renovating and improving a house or a district or a building so that it conforms, hear me, that it conforms to the middle class taste. That's what it's doing. It's saying we're going to go in, we're going to make changes, and we're going to conform this to the middle class taste. And sometimes it'll go from the middle class taste to the upper class taste as well. So middle class, let me define that as well. Middle class is a social group between the upper and the working class, and that is including professionals, businesses, workers, and their families. So someone says, okay, I want to move in. And let's not miss this. There was a season where people in the inner city were moving out to the suburbs. So all of a sudden, things are booming out in the suburbs. People are moving away from the inner city. But now, prices of homes in the inner city have plummeted. They have dropped. You can find houses now for $15,000, $23,000, $30,000, $40,000, $60,000. So, and they're well-built homes. These are those massive brick homes with hardwood floors, and you cannot hear between the walls the conversation in the next room. These are well-built homes. Well, people are saying, well, let's move back in. Let's gentrify this neighborhood. And then what happens, they go in, they flip a home, they renovate the home, and they drive the prices up. So what happens is, as those prices are driving up, People who are less fortunate and they cannot afford it, they're being driven out of the neighborhood. So the question is, where are they going? So that, you see what's happening here? On one hand, this can be good for businesses and building up and doing great things, but on the other hand, it's driving people away. So how do we balance that? And where I come from, I need to ask the question, what is happening to those who cannot afford the homes that are being renovated and those things that are driving the prices up? So let me tell you a story. I'm from the inner city of Columbus, Ohio. Lived on the corner of Hildreth Avenue and Atchison, right there on the corner. And in that particular neighborhood, what we are finding are homes that are either being torn down or they're being gentrified. They are being built up. So now when I drive into the neighborhood where I was used to seeing people sit on the porch and having conversation and people gathering on the streets, everyone knowing each other, is now becoming a community that is separating. Now, at first I thought, wow, this is great. It's bringing about diversity. And that's a good thing. But then I start seeing people being pushed out of their homes, where those who, many of them are renters. So the person who owns the home, they are then selling their home to someone else. That person is then turning that home around into a full home instead of a duplex, and it's driving that poor person out. And that's what I want to talk about, because I think it's so important. We need to understand those dynamics. So you go into the inner city and you see condos being built. You're seeing high rise that really house those who were elderly, those who are on some sort of assistance. Those high rise were torn down. So they displaced the individuals who were there. The question is, where did they go? So what do? Again, I'm that strategist for that everyday organizer. There's three things. Actually, there's four things I want to leave with you on this. Because we have the transformation, we have the driving up of cost of the homes, we have the fact that we are now forcing lower income residents out. So what's happening is the community is attracting new businesses, it's attracting skilled workers, there's developments that are taking place, and then it's also driving up the home ownership demand. So 4 things I want to leave with you today, and then I'm done. The first one is that we have to come together and buy the homes. When we're talking $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, $60,000, maybe even $100,000, although we don't normally see that in this type of neighborhood when they're boarded up, we have to go in and buy those homes. So instead, one person may not be able to afford it, but collectively, maybe several of us can. We have to go in and buy those homes in groups if we can't do it alone. The other thing we need to do is get involved in the community now. So if you were born and raised in a particular community and you're starting to see this happening, you need to get involved. Get involved in the school system, get involved in the healthcare system, get involved in the PTA, PTO, get involved in putting your business there now. Put your business there. We always want to shoot for the suburbs or the downtown location. No, go move your business. Drive the resources into that neighborhood now. Not only drive your business there and put your business there, but hire the local individuals who live in that area. Don't shortchange them. Whatever you were going to pay someone else, help pay that person. Also, what kind of programs can we partner with? When I'm talking about partnering with programs, what type of educational program can you, I'm a business owner, you're a business owner, possibly. We're all of us have some sort of business mindset. What can we do as business owners to now hire someone and partner with the educational system that are helping people learn new skills? So maybe they're interning with you. Maybe they're coming on just for a short while and you're teaching them. Do something that you can therefore then hire that person so that they don't have to leave the area, because now you've hired them. Another thing, educate the community. Let people know what's going on. My parents still live in the inner city. We were having a conversation once before about selling their home. And I thought about that. I said, no, we don't need to sell it. We need to redevelop the home that you all live in. We need to buy up the few more properties on that street, help people do what they need to do so that you can stay in the neighborhood in which you've been in for 30, 40, 50 years. So, some of us, we move out. It's time for us to move back in. Maybe not physically have a home there, although I'm looking to move back into the inner city because this is a passion of mine. But the other thing is, okay, how can we now educate the community? Because this is what's happening, and you need to know the truth. People are coming in trying to lowball the elderly to buy a home up from under them, and they have nowhere to go. That's not okay. So we need to educate the community and let them know. Don't let somebody come in and intimidate you, to push you to have this lowball sale and you move out, and then you are now in debt or you have nowhere to go, because this is the other truth. Many of the homeowners in these particular neighborhoods, they own their home. They own their home. So they're knowing that they're coming in. They're hoping that the person is uneducated. They want to buy that home out from under them, and then they want to leave them to find a place on their own. We need to stop that. So we need to educate the community. I talked about business already coming in higher, but here's the other piece, and then I'm done for the day. We need to support the very businesses that are there. This morning, I happened to be a part of a morning Bible study. We went into the Old Town East neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, and we went to a restaurant to support it called What the Waffle. Great food, amazing food. And people were coming in, and they're open every morning from 7 to 11, and people were coming in. It was more like a neighborhood feel. People were speaking. It wasn't a rush thing, even though it was raining, it was storming outside. People were coming in visiting. So we need to start supporting the local businesses. Come out of the chain places. We all know what the food tastes like. And let's go into these inner city areas and start putting our dollars there. Come on, y'all, let's be for real. I own a magazine, an international magazine. My daughter and I own it. It's called Ready Publication. It's amazing how people will go to the newsstands at these major bookstores and buy these magazines at cost every month. But when we try to do something, people say, oh, that's kind of high. We need to change our mindset even with that. Those of you who have businesses, and on my Wednesday, Politically Savvy with Gail, I like to highlight other businesses. So I'm highlighting What the Waffle in Central Ohio. I'm highlighting again Amy Steele with amymsteele.com. I'm highlighting Dr. Kimberly Carter. She has an amazing expert facilitation with leadership as well as team building. I want to highlight some of these authors. We have Carrie Kuba. We have Trina Pocket. Pick up her book. Her name is Trina Pocket. It's an amazing book. She deals with her journey with breast cancer. We have so many coaches that are out there. I really want you to start thinking about how to put money back into the neighborhood and put money into these small businesses that are growing. Go to your neighborhood bookstores. Go to your neighborhood coffee shops. Go to the neighborhood barber shops and hair salons. Go to the neighborhood boutiques. Go back into the inner city and purchase. I know a young lady named Delana. She does this amazing angel administrative work. Go to her. I know another woman who paints some amazing clothing. I know I keep saying amazing, but it is indeed amazing. Her name is Nikki. I can't think her name right off the top of my head, but I'll get that to you. I'll post it when I send this to YouTube so you can look her up. I have a sweatshirt that I purchased from her over 20 years ago. I still wear it. I still get compliments. It was the best money I spent, and it was not that expensive. I believe it was $15. The sweatshirt is still great. I wash it. I hang it. People notice it. Go to Brenda Troy's Shoe Boutique. Amazing shoes you don't see anywhere else. We need to start putting our money back into the community. So again, this is Gail Dudley, Politically Savvy with Gail. I am your strategist, helping everyday organizers get the steps that they need to do what they need to do in their community. If you ever have any questions for me, email me, info.gaildudley.com. You can always go to my website.